On this week's show, information on Club Peloton, the new loyalty program and recognition program from Peloton.
Peloton has acquired BreathWrk, the app, and more showrooms have been closed, and much, much more.
Welcome to Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. Here are your hosts, Amanda Siegel and Chris Lewis.
Welcome to episode 241 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I'm Amanda Siegel, and this week I am very excited to be joined by none other than Harley Kapler, better known as Krabby Cakes. Harley, this is so fun.
Yes, I know. It's Girl Day.
Girl Day. I'm telling you, whoop, whoop. It's all about the girls today. Thank you so much for stepping in for Chris as he is fraternizing in New York this weekend.
Yes.
But I am glad that we could get you on the show, and you are right in the thick of your marathon training, right?
Yeah, we only have a couple more days. I head to Chicago on next Thursday.
Oh my
So I'm
goodness, that's so
excited.
exciting. You're going to
Yeah,
do awesome. You know what? It's crossing the finish line, right? It's just
it
getting
is.
across the finish line. I am so proud of you. I mean, this is such an amazing accomplishment.
Thank you.
After watching your husband run, how many?
A lot, but this will be his fifth major. So this will be my first marathon. So
Wow,
yeah,
so
I've
that's
been watching him
amazing.
for a while. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, glad we'll be able to cheer you on this time. And I know that you will do fantastically. So, really excited. All right. Well, we got lots to talk about, but as
yes.
always, before we get started with the news, we always just like to remind you how you can keep up to date with all of our content across all of our platforms. Every episode is released on our YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button at the bottom right-hand side of the video and hit the notify button to make sure that you never miss an episode. And if you prefer to listen to us whilst on the move, every show is available on all podcast platforms. Just search Pelo Buddy TV and hit subscribe. And finally, we are on Facebook, Instagram, X. Again, just search for Pelo Buddy and follow us on all of those platforms for all of the latest news. And now, Harley, let's get on with the show.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
All right. Well, hopefully, if you're watching or listening today to the podcast, you jumped on Wednesday when Chris and I put out our breaking news episode with Peloton's big announcement in their new era of fitness, introducing the cross training series, which is powered by Peloton IQ. If not, here are the cliff notes, and we will just run them down really quickly. So basically, Peloton announced a major push into cross training, aiming to give members a more balanced, well-rounded training options across the platforms. So what's new? Peloton will spotlight cross-training content across all modalities, helping members mix strength, cardio, mobility, and recovery for peak performance. Members can expect more collections and programs that integrate these disciplines, like cycling paired with strength or running with yoga and recovery. The rollout began this past week with Peloton promising a steady stream of cross-training classes and educational content over the coming months. The announcement ties into Peloton's broader strategy of health span and longevity, ensuring members not only build fitness, but also stay healthy and injury-free long term. In addition, Peloton announced that starting October 1st, this new generation of Peloton hardware will be refreshed and with all that will be available, and that will be all that will be available moving forward. That will be all that will be available moving forward. Every piece of Peloton equipment is getting an update, though members will also see higher prices alongside the new models. Subscription costs are rising. Members will be expected to pay more for Peloton's membership tiers, but this does mark the first pricing shift in quite some time. Peloton IQ was unveiled, a brand new suite of intelligent features designed to personalize training, recovery, and overall member experiences. And new partnerships were announced. Peloton is teaming up with outside brands to extend its reach and bring fresh integrations to members. The bottom line, folks, Peloton isn't just about riding or running anymore. It's about building stronger, healthier athletes through smarter cross training. If you guys are looking for a deeper dive into what this is all about, please feel free to check out episode 240 from earlier this week, which breaks it all down in detail.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, I remember when you did episode 240, we hadn't quite gotten a lot of information about Club Peloton. So, what Club Peloton is it, we hinted about, or Peloton hinted about it a couple months ago about gamification coming to the loyalty of the members. And Peloton's always been about community. So, what Club Peloton is, it's the way to recognize and celebrate the members for their activity and their dedication, whether they're logging in for the first time or they're hitting a major milestone. So if you they are slowly rolling this out, so you may or may not already have it. One of the ways to tell if you already have Club Peloton on your app or your hardware is the screen turns black behind it. So instead of your white screen or your white background on the app, you'll notice that it has turned black. Now, we did notice and somebody contacted Peloton. They will be giving a white option at some point because of viewing purposes for people who have perhaps migraines. So that could change. But currently, you can tell if it's already been put on your app or your hardware by the black background. So
Right.
to find your Club Peloton information on the app, you would go down to the bottom right-hand corner and press the U button, and then you'll see your profile picture on the top left. If you see a gem there that tells you your level, you can press that and then it'll bring up your Club Peloton information. And from there, you'll be able to see what level you're on, and there's 11 levels, and it starts at bronze and goes all the way to legend. And in bronze, silver, and gold, there's 3 levels within that category for you to reach. And how you build points is, one, you can earn points for workout days. You can work out your streaks, your milestones, taking programs, taking challenges, community interactions like high fives or talking in teams groups on the app. But importantly, the points aren't tied to your performance. So this is just consistency using the app, taking classes on your hardware or on the go or in the
Yeah.
Strength Plus app. So you'll move through the tiers from bronze all the way to legends, and that can release some rewards for you as you advance through the levels. It can
Legendary,
unlock
right.
badges, and it can do early access for challenges and classes, apparel discounts, exclusive event invitations, and even instructor shout outs. And all members are going to be automatically put into Club Peloton. And if you're a new member, you'll enter with 5 points automatically given to you. And if you are an older member or a current member, as long as you have an active subscription, you'll maintain your points, but they backlogged them. So that was nice. So not everybody, you started where you were. So you can go on the app only at this point to look to see when all your badges and your gems were given and your points were given to you. So you can see your history on that. There
Oh,
is
I
a
didn't
way to
actually
hide
realize that.
this.
I didn't realize that. So that's actually good to know. I'm glad
Yes. And then
you
there's
added
some
this in the
people that may
story.
not want to share their gem color
Yeah.
for whatever reason. So in the app, you can go to your settings and you can click on hide my Club Peloton level. So only you will see it on your profile, which is nice because some people might not want to share that information. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Um, you cannot see the history at all on the website at this point. And Peloton also said that they can change. This is solely for motivation and celebrating members' progress, and they're just for recognition and don't hold any cash value, and they reserve the right to change any of the benefits at any
Okay.
time. And
Okay.
it'll be interesting to see how that plays out with instructors giving shout outs, apparel discounts, and how they'll manage that. So it's going to be very interesting to see, but it's nice that they gave us something to do,
Right.
you
And I
know.
think what they're trying to do too, Holly, is, they're trying to bring it back to community. A
Hmm.
lot of people were like saying, oh, we've lacked community, we've lacked community. But it is, look, we'll always get the negative comments. Unfortunately, people were saying, well, this makes it more competitive. People want to, but no, I love the fact that, people need to read the small print, because the small print it is not based
It's the
solely
high
on
fives. It's talking in
joining different
teams.
teams. Exactly.
Yes, and I know that there are 3 new teams that are instructor led in the teams section on the app. And if you go in there, they're already talking back and forth. So that's a way to earn points. You're interacting with other members and instructors. So I think it, again, like you said, it's all about the community. And this isn't performance based. This is
Yeah.
community based.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a great addition.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. And people just have to be open-minded. They're
Mhm.
trying new things,
Yeah.
and I think they're trying to make it a little bit more exciting. A lot of the chatter has been that people have lost their excitement in the platform, and there seems to be a lot of shifting away from the platform. So I think this just gives a little bit more excitement. And if people understand what it's all about,
And I
they'll,
like how they're adding the Strength Plus app is also counting toward those gems. So like how they push the Strength Plus app, you can go to the gym and still earn your gems.
right, right. No, no, no. I think there's a lot of positive, and you know what we have to look at it being positive. Everybody
Yeah.
kind of throws out their negativity, but let's cut the
Mhm.
negativity. It's all about
Yeah.
a workout platform, but Peloton was based on community. It wasn't like going to your gym. You kind of go to your gym, you did your workout, you left. Peloton was all about community, and I think that's what they're trying to bring it back. All right, good, good. That sounds awesome. Well, we did touch on this briefly in the breaking news episode, but Peloton also announced a new partnership with the BreathWrk app. This is adding just an additional layer to its wellness and recovery strategy. So over the last few weeks, months, we've really been talking about how they're trying to incorporate that yoga, meditation, just the kind of the recovery aspect of the platform. It's not all about the cardio and how quickly you can ride and how fast you can run. There really is so much more to it. And this particular app is designed for breathing exercises. Peloton will integrate guided breathwork exercises from BreathWrk directly into its platform. So for members who are interested in learning more about the app, those that have the all access membership and App Plus members will have free access. When you have downloaded the app, a page will pop up asking if you are with Peloton, and you can log in using your Peloton login account. So you don't have to remember new passwords or new, usernames. Your Peloton password and username will get you in. When you take a class in breathwork, it will show up in your Peloton workout history automatically. So you don't have to kind of transfer that into it.
Right.
It's right there.
And it gives you the blue dot.
It gives you your blue dot. It certainly does. They're different, and it kind of guides you into it. And you know what? I'm a huge proponent for meditation. I've said this on the show 1,000 times. I never really understood what breathwork was all about, and I did take
Yeah.
the time to kind of delve into it a little bit deeper, and it's pretty awesome. So for those of you that haven't tried it yet, just try it. You've got nothing to lose. It's
Tried
free.
it. I tried it and I liked it because there was no, I didn't have to listen to somebody. I could just breathe in, breathe out, but it talked me in like through like this
Yeah,
before how to do it,
exactly.
and how to take a breath. And I found it very interesting and it's nice. You could just do it in
Yeah,
your car.
Absolutely. 5 minutes. You only need five
Yep.
minutes. What members can expect, folks, is that tools that support stress management, sleep, focus, and recovery, complementing Peloton's fitness classes. This move builds on Peloton, as I said earlier, their broader shift towards health span and longevity, aiming to help members not just train harder, but also recover smarter and live healthier. BreathWrk, interestingly enough, is already a huge leader in digital breathing practices, and pairing with Peloton means more members will now have easy access to these techniques. The bottom line is that Peloton isn't just focused on what happens during your ride or your run anymore. It's extending into that mindfulness and recovery with BreathWrk as its newest partner. So a great addition to the platform.
I love that. Well, I don't know about you, but a bunch of members found out this week when they tried to book classes that Peloton has decided to close the studio for November 3rd through 9th, just New York, no classes with members. And as a reminder, October 6th, which is this Monday, PSNY is also closed with no members. And London, Peloton Studios London is closed November 10th through the 16th. And we just received information December 24th through January 1st. Both studios, New York and London, will be closed for Christmas and New Year's. And as far as we know, we assume that they'll be open for Thanksgiving as they have been before. Of course, there's those famous turkey burn classes that we all look forward to. So as of right now, we believe that the studio will be open.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to the turkey burn.
We always do, right? It
Oh
always
no.
adds that little extra
Yes,
bit,
something to do when the
into
pie's in
it.
the oven.
Exactly. Yeah, it definitely was a little jarring for folks that kind of logged on it. Oh, wait, that's one of the flaws. And in turn, if you're listening
Yeah,
to this, please go back to Peloton and just tell them that just a heads up so that people aren't, especially
aren't waiting.
yeah, especially Thursday was a tough day because for some of the Jewish members that were celebrating the holiday, and wanted to book for that weekend, they were sitting online, or worried about not missing, their booking, and they didn't have to
Right.
do that. So that's the
Yes.
only thing that I hope somebody listens and shares
Yeah.
that, because it would have been nice to have had a heads up with don't bother logging in
Yeah.
this
Don't bother
week.
getting on.
Yeah, there aren't any new classes dropping. All right. Well, this one, I don't know. It's still sitting weird with me. But they are continuing to wind down their traditional legacy retail showrooms. At the end of September, 6 more showrooms closed across the US and Canada. So we've kind of been reporting these to you as they've been happening. This one affected me a little bit more personally because my local Peloton showroom
Tyson's
now
Corner.
closed. Yeah, Tyson's Corner now closed. So the US ones that have closed include Newport Beach, New Jersey. And I didn't know there was a Newport Beach in New Jersey. I had to make sure that I was reading that correctly, but I guess there must be. Raleigh, North Carolina, Portland, Oregon, and as I said, Tyson's Corner in Virginia. Those are in the United States. And then in Canada, West Vancouver in British Columbia
Mm.
and North York in Yorkdale, Ontario were the ones that closed in Canada. So that leaves just 5 legacy showrooms in the US, 1 in California and 4 in Texas, and
Oh,
only 2 in Canada, Calgary and Toronto. So Toronto Central is still
yeah.
open. As discussed, as I said in previous episodes, instead of these large, costly stores, Peloton is shifting to these micro stores, mall style kiosks that,
Kiosk. Yeah.
that cost less to operate, but apparently have delivered equal or better traffic, Holly. So I think what they're saying is that sales compared to, full showrooms are up. They're seeing sales happening. People are using these kiosks in these different locations. And we've been reporting, we still haven't got complete confirmation as to when these are opening, but the company does have plans to open 10 more micro stores by the end of 2025, kind of the holiday season, with some opening in cities where these larger stores just closed. So
Yeah.
look out for those. We'll continue to report those to you as we get more confirmation of dates and when they're actually opening.
I think it's interesting they're putting them in malls because here in Kansas City, a lot of people they don't go to the mall
I
anymore,
know.
but
I
it seems to
know.
be successful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's interesting how they are monitoring the traffic and figuring out where to put them.
Where the best spots are. Where the
Yeah.
best spots are. Well, I gave you this next story because, as I said at the top of the show, I'm really proud of you. So tell us all
Well,
about the
thank you.
Chicago Marathon Shakeout.
Yes, well, I'm going to be there. So I signed up. It happens to be my 27th wedding anniversary that day. So yay for him. He gets to
Oh
go
my
run.
goodness.
My poor husband is going to be dragged along, but he'll walk. The shakeout run is going to be on October 10th at 5 p.m. at Cafe Olivia at Ohio Street Beach in Chicago, and it's going to cover 3 miles, and they're going to have designated pace groups. So they asked when I signed up, like, am I going to run, walk, what pace I plan to run. And the event will kick off with a motivational welcome from one of our 3 instructors, or maybe all of them. We have Matt Wilpers, Marcel Dinkins, and Jocelyn Thompson Rule all going to be there. And after the run, they said we can stick around afterwards and get a photo and meet the instructors. So it sounds like a really good time, and I'm super excited. I don't know how
Yeah, I mean, I
husband is.
definitely think it adds to the whole atmosphere of
Yeah,
being in Chicago, being at the marathon location by doing
and
these
seeing
shakeout runs.
things.
Right. And getting
Yeah,
community,
and
getting community together again.
it's community. And they said that they are going to be bringing instructors out into the community. And here's an example of when they're sending instructors. And I know they're all running, but they are doing something community related and bringing us all together so we can all run together before the race. So
Very,
I'm super excited for it.
very cool.
And
Is
of course,
this,
Marcel knocked my journey off for running. So I'm super excited to run with
I was going
Marcel.
to
You know
say
how
that
much
to
I
you because
love.
I do know how much you love her, and I do know that she's
Yes.
been a huge influence in your running journey. I don't know if you know the answer to this, and I probably should have looked it up before, but is this Justin Thompson Rule's first American marathon? Has she ever run a marathon?
She has run a marathon. I saw on her
Okay.
Instagram stories, but it was quite some time ago. I want to say
Oh,
she said either 15 or 20 years.
wow.
So it's been a long time. And so I mean, I've never run one. So I'm just as excited, but I know how exciting it is to like get back into it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Have you ever met
So
her?
no, but my daughter did. When she lived in London, she took one of her
London.
classes and said she was smashing.
Oh, she's amazing. She is
Yes.
just amazing. So this will be so much fun. Oh, I'm so
Yes.
excited for you. This will
I
be
know.
such a fun weekend.
Guess
Very
it
cool.
will.
Well, you'll have to come back and report to us on how it all went, but I know that
Yes.
you are
And
going
I
to
believe
crush it.
signups are already full, that there's a wait list.
Okay.
So
For the
if
shakeout.
somebody shows up and they could try to get on the wait list. But
Sounds good. Well, more programs have been dropping, and a brand new rowing program just came to us. You Can Row the Distance, 2K, has just been launched. The program is designed to help members improve their 2K row speed and performance. The program is being taught by Alex Kay and Ash Pryor, and it will be a 2-week program with 8 classes in total, including warm-ups, intervals, HIIT, and endurance, as well as test rows. For members who complete 7 out of the 8 classes, you will earn a custom program badge. And
ooh.
thanks to Peloton's programs version 3.0, classes are now unlocked. So you are able to take them on your own schedule rather than being forced to follow day by day
Yeah.
or coming to pelobuddy.com and using Chris's hack to get into the classes.
Right.
Now, at least you can do it directly on your hardware and you're able to go to any of the classes that they are dropping. This is a follow-up to the original You Can Row beginner program, which launched with the Peloton Row when the Row was launched. But this one takes things up a notch by focusing specifically on performance and distance mastery. So if you are looking to test and beat your 2K row time, this new program is the perfect structured challenge. So make sure that you jump on that.
Peloton just announced an artist series of sorts in partnership with the K-pop Demon Hunter movie. Apparently, that's a movie on Netflix. I have not seen it, but I
Me
do
neither.
understand.
I have
I
no
know,
idea what
I,
it
I
is.
know, I know what K-pop is, but I didn't know there was a Demon Hunter show. So it's on Netflix, and I had
Okay.
seen tons and tons of people requesting this type of a ride or run or class, and they must have been heard because on October 3rd, Friday, there will be two live classes, one taught by Cody Rigsby at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then a run, a 20-minute K-pop Demon Hunter run with Robin Arzon. And then Sam Yo will have a 10-minute arms and lightweight that will drop on demand at 3 p.m. And then Ash is going to do a 15. Apparently, her nieces are like, love this. And she's
K-pop
like their
fans.
hero. Yes.
Oh, that
So
is so
she's
cool.
super excited to teach it. So she's got a 15-minute K-pop Demon Hunter row that will be released on October 7th at midnight. So you'll be able to take that. I'm excited to take it because I've never heard of
I'm
this
going to
type
go
of
and
music.
investigate. Yeah, I'm going to
So
investigate what
they're
K-pop is.
K-pop like by day, and then at night they're
Demon
demon
Hunters.
hunters. Yeah.
Who
So
knew?
I mean, I don't know. It'll be
And
so interesting because
Of course, Cody loves it. Of course.
right, of course, because he's such a video gamer, like K-pop. Yeah, so I was like, well, it'll be interesting. And I saw Robin Arzon on Instagram this morning dancing with her daughter to the music. So it sounds kind of catchy, and I'm interested to see what they do
Huh?
with it because so many people wanted it and they're so
Well,
excited. So I'm excited to take the classes.
and I say this over and over again. That's one of the things that I do love about Peloton is because they're constantly, broadening my
Hmm.
own musical interests, this
Yes,
kind of stuff that I
yes.
wouldn't have known about.
I wouldn't know what that was, or there's so many artists that they have had artist series that I'm like, oh, and now I find on my playlist because I'm like,
Right.
I liked it in that class, or I liked that
Yeah.
artist, but I didn't know who they were to begin with. Like this, I didn't know what it was, but you know,
Very cool.
they teamed
Very
up with
cool.
Netflix and they're getting it done.
Getting it done. Awesome. I love that. I love that. All right. Well, from scenic escapes to family fun to central cultural celebrations, this past week's lineup for this week at Peloton, which was from October the 29th. No, listen to me, September the 29th to October the 5th, shows Peloton continuing to blend fitness, music, and community into every corner of the schedule. The packed week of featured classes and special drops were new scenic classes, new rides, runs, and rows from Santo Domingo and more, all on Maddie Majacomo's weekly live 30-minute walk and talk this past Friday, October
Yes.
the 3rd at 9 a.m. was highlighted, as well as Jen Sherman's live 30-minute cover to cover ride with epic song covers that dropped today, Sunday, October the 5th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Members can close out the week with Aditi Shah's 15-minute deep relaxation meditation class, which premieres tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So tons of new this week at Peloton. But what was interesting, whilst not specifically part of this week at Peloton, Peloton also shared on Instagram this past week the lineup for the Latin and Hispanic Heritage Month
Yes.
classes. So we get a 45-minute scenic run in Valdivia City, Chile, a 30-minute Ballet Intenso bike boot camp with Tunde on October the 2nd. We got a 20-minute Vibras Alternatives yoga flow with Mariana Fernandez, which was this past October the 5th, as well as a beautiful 10-minute community meditation, also with Mariana on the 5th. So some fun stuff dropping constantly. And of course, all the family fit stuff is still dropping.
Yes.
There were new classes in that came. So although not specifically featured in This Week at Peloton, there's constantly all this new.
Yeah, I love that Family Fit that they put it on YouTube so the teachers can access it in their school. So that's really
So
cool.
fun. So fun.
Hmm.
Yes, definitely. All right. And then a very happy birthday goes out to German yoga and meditation instructor Nico Sarani, who celebrated
Happy
her
birthday.
birthday on Friday. So happy
Yes.
birthday from all of us here at Pelo Buddy. And next up, Holly, we are going to go into Instructor in the News. And why don't you kick it off?
All right. Well, we have CVV, which is Christian
Van de Velde.
Van de Velde. Okay,
Oh,
thank you. I always say
my
CVV.
pronunciation. Hope
All
it's
right.
right.
Well, he was back in studios and he's been doing a couple more classes. So we have 4 more recent ones from him. We have one on September 22nd, which was the Real Routes class, which was a 30-minute or 45-minute class where he took you through Malibu canyons in North Carolina, which was very cool. I did take that one. He had another one on September 26th where he did a 30-minute pro cyclist hit class, which sounds divine. I think Chris would like that one. And
Probably.
then probably. And then on September 27th, there was, of course, the famous 90-minute 2-for-1 special with Wilpers. They were doing a Power Zone endurance class, which Wilpers is running Chicago, so it doesn't surprise me that he was doing endurance classes with CBB.
I love that. And I love these 2-for-1 because I think it again
Yes.
brings a different dynamic
The
to the
banter is
class
so good.
and
Yes. The
exactly.
banter between the two of them are so good. And then lastly, on September 28th, he did a 45-minute Power Zone endurance ride. So he's been around the studio a lot more, putting some more work in. So I'm glad to see it because I really enjoy his classes.
For
He's
those
really
Christian
knowledgeable.
fans, he is. And for those Christian fans, especially the Power Zone fans, I know that they love seeing new
Yes.
classes drop from him. So that's always
Yes.
a good thing. Well, we always love a good story, and Leanne Hainsby Aldous has been keeping us up with beautiful stories. She was just featured in a wonderful, heartwarming, and openly honest article in the Telegraph. So Leanne shared how her pregnancy and how she is, or about her pregnancy and how she is preparing for life as a mother after surviving one of the hardest journeys imaginable. As a reminder, in 2022, Leanne endured a miscarriage, the sudden loss of her very best friend, and a triple positive breast cancer diagnosis,
Yeah.
all within months. Through chemotherapy, surgery, and radiotherapy, she did try and protect her fertility with IVF and hormone
Mhm.
treatments, holding on to the dream of becoming a parent. But she said that there was never any certainty. She was told that the chances were slim. But after being declared cancer-free in April of 2023, Leanne has been open about the ongoing challenges of anxiety. So
Yeah.
getting those scans and making sure
Yep.
that nothing pops up, as well as rebuilding life after treatment. She says that she's celebrating a pregnancy that finally feels like hope fulfilled. Leanne and her husband, fellow Peloton instructor Ben Aldous, baby is due in December, marking the start of a new chapter shaped by resilience, love, and perseverance. This story, folks, is a powerful reminder of how joy can coexist with fear and how surviving life's darkest seasons can make the brightest moments shine even more. And of course, we are so thrilled and excited for that new arrival. And you know what?
I mean, how cute is that baby going
Right?
to be? Like,
Oh
how
God, that
cute?
baby's going to be gorgeous.
I
But
know.
but yeah, it's been such a journey and a road for them as a couple, and it's just so wonderful to be able to report on good news for a change,
Yes.
happy news.
Yes.
So we are thrilled, for them here at Pelo Buddy.
Yes, we are. I'm very excited. Well, in other instructor news, we have Tunde Odene. She is going to be at a Capital One event. She's actually going to be at two. The first one will be October 18th, and it'll be held at the Cafe at Union Station Lodo in Denver, Colorado. And you can sign up for these events through the link on our page when we have an article about this, and there's a link for the Capital One Cafe. Or if you're a Capital One member, you should have gotten an email, because I know I
Yes,
did.
I did too.
And I signed up for the second one she's hosting, and that's November 15th, and that'll be at Capital One Cafe at Fordham Road in the Bronx. And that's at 11:45 to 2 p.m. And what they're going to be doing is a guided journaling activity where you're going to look at the things that went on through the past year, but also set intentions for the new year. And then there'll be a bouquet making station. So some words from Tune Day as well. And I'm super excited to go. So,
Amazing. I went to one in Fort Lauderdale.
oh yeah.
Can't remember, if it was the beginning of the year. It was sometime. I think it was at the beginning of the year, and
And
it
she
was
did a book
fantastic.
signing.
She
Did she?
did she gave everybody a signed book. She
Yes.
gave everybody a signed book. I'm looking to see if my book's here, but I think that's what she did. And we did a bouquet making. They had a
Yeah.
bouquet making stand, which we were able to do. And she spoke about just her journey and what she's doing, and it was a really cool event. Capital One do put on a fantastic event.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a
So
Sapphire member, so I don't get all those other perks, but I'm like, every so often I get a Capital One Cafe perk, and this
right.
is a
I'm not a
great one.
Sapphire either. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice to be able to do something like that. All
Yeah.
right.
So
Well,
I'm
moving
excited.
on. Mariana Fernandez got to shine like the star that she is in Las Vegas, no less. But this is not your what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas kind of story. We are sharing it all with you together with Travis, Peloton's events manager. Mariana got to shine at the BreathWrk 2025 conference, moving with intention and power with, as she states, some fierce yogis. Mariana shared that the ability to assist and physically align bodies will always give her life. So she did comment on the fact that just being able, I think one of the things that the yoga instructors find the hardest is that they are instructing a class, especially when members are in there and they can't, most yoga instructors
Can't
move
adjust
around.
them. Yes.
So these abilities that they have where they go out, whether it be the Bryant Park yoga
Hmm.
sessions or whether it be, other yoga type activities that they do, when they can actually go into the audience and kind of move around the yogis.
Right.
And she said this was really for her, the epitome of what she loves. So was so pleased that she got to do something like that.
Yes. Well, and similarly, Kiara went to Boulderthon. And Boulderthon is a marathon, and she hosted a group meditation at the start line and at the finish, and this was on September 27th. And she also did two yoga flows before the race and then two after. So I saw pictures of her also going into the audience and adjusting members and interacting with them, and everyone who met her had posted things about how wonderful it was that she seems to be so alive in the mountains. So this is like the second time I've seen her like out in the mountains and doing yoga. And I think that just really brings her back.
Yeah, that's so cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, rounding up our instructors in the in for the week, Robin Arzon was on the Deal podcast with Alex Rodriguez and Jason Kelly, talking about how she built her own brand while also growing Pelotons. In this conversation, Robin tells the hosts why she decided to leave her law career to dive into the world of fitness, how she decides which deals to pursue as one of the top fitness influencers, and why she thinks it's important to treat every day like she's re-auditioning for her job. So if you are interested in learning more, you can head over to the Deal podcast on all podcast platforms to get to hear about Robin. And I guess, Holly, we will go into our picks of the week, class picks of the week. I
Okay.
will go ahead and kick it off for us. All right. So first up, folks, we had Rebecca Kennedy had a 45-minute hike. It was from September the 25th at noon Eastern time. This one came to us from Gwen Gets To, and they said this was a tough hike with 30 minutes straight at 12% incline. I love the challenge. Good for you.
Well, good for
Okay.
you.
Right?
Thanks for the warning.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. And then of course, this was such an awesome one. It was Mariana Fernandez 30-minute The Weekend Yoga Flow. It was on the 25th of September, 6 p.m. Eastern time. It did come to us from Amajar 3, who said fun, fast paced flow. And then that 2-for-1 that we spoke about earlier, Christian van der Velde and Matt Wilpers had their 90-minute 2-for-1 Power Zone Endurance. It was on the 27th at 7 a.m. Eastern. And it came to us from Manhattan Adam, Gwen Gets To, and Jane Griggs 1428. And they said this ride simulated the hills on the Gran Fondo course in North Carolina. The banter between Matt and CVV helped this ride to go fast.
All right. Well, then we have a recommendation for a DT Shaw's 30-minute flow and let go yoga flow on September 27th at 9:30 a.m. And this came to us from AMA Jar 3. This was relaxing and wonderful. And then the next one is Chelsea Jackson Roberts and Alex Toussaint. Did you take this one? This
I
30-minute Vibe
have
Flow
not
Club
taken it
Bangers on
yet. I gotta
September
do it.
28th at 9:30.
Amazing.
You better love some switches because Alex is switch, switch, switch. She let him take control of that. And that
My
came to us
goodness.
from Gwen Gets To. Chelsea and Alex had fun together on the mat, and I enjoyed the unconventional yoga playlist, and I hope they do more of these classes. And we also have Camila Ramon, 20-minute Hidden Hills ride on September 28th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that came to you from me. I love the playlist and the way she clued the rider into the types of efforts. She really educated the new rider as to what a
Nice.
hidden hill actually was and what you should be feeling when you're doing a hit part of the ride to the hill part of the ride. It was very informative.
You must be one fit cookie right now, I gotta tell you, considering you are doing all this riding and you're training for your marathon. I'm gonna bury my head as I've been meditating and doing yoga lately, but okay. That's amazing.
Hey,
Amazing.
I've
All
been doing
right.
that too.
All right. Good. Good. Excellent. All right. Moving on. We had Eric Yeager's 30-minute pop ride. This was from the 29th of September. It was a 1:30 a.m. Eastern time drop. It came to us from Amajar 3. And Amanda said he took us through boy band history. So fun.
Ooh.
And then Jess King had a 30-minute 90s rock ride, also from the 29th. It was at 8 a.m. It came to us from CMate 0220, and they said fun playlist and good workout.
All right, and this next one also comes from me. It was a Tunde Odene 10-minute arms and shoulders strength, and it was on September 29th at 8:05 a.m. at Eastern Standard Time. And it was basic moves, but with some added spice. She challenged the members to do one set of very basic moves and then level up. And I leveled up and
Good for
I paid for
you.
it the next day.
That's
But
okay.
it was a
Strength
great
training is good.
it was a basic 10-minute class. It felt like it went really fast because it was only like 3 moves, but it was challenging. This one I have not taken, but I have seen people say that they love this. Okay, so this is part of that Hydrox training. And so you'll find that in the collections, but it was a 45-minute Hydrox training boot camp on September 29th, and it was released at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Yvonne 820F said she loved these new dedicated Hydrox classes. What do you think? Have you tried one?
No, I have
No.
no
I'm
desire to
scared.
try
I'm so
it.
scared. I mean, I'm not doing it now. Maybe after the
Let's
marathon,
wait
but
for exactly and give
but
yourself a break first before
I
you
mean,
jump into that.
everybody's loving these high rocks.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'd never heard of Hyrox until this past year, and all of a sudden it is like the thing to do. And then of
It
course
is.
Peloton collaborated with them. So I know
It
Benny
is. So I'm
Adami is
excited
doing
to
his.
try it.
Benny Adami had his Hyrox this weekend with Marcel Maurer in Hamburg.
Yes. Yes.
Huge shout out to them for doing it. It's been going all over the
Yeah.
world. It's amazing.
I know.
Amazing. All right. Well, we will round up our picks of the week with Callie Gullickson. She had a 30-minute full body strength from the 29th of September. It was from 12 noon Eastern time. Came to us. Thank goodness for Amajah 3 because she gives us these amazing picks of the week. Fun one hit wonder playlist. So that was that. And then last but not least, Bex Gentry had a 20-minute outdoor audio pop run. This was from October the 1st at noon. It was at 12 a.m. Eastern time. So a midnight drop came to us from Patrick 707 and said, good, solid workout from Bex. And that, folks, are your picks of the week for this week. All right, Holly, look at you. What is this? Your third time's the charm? This is your most favorite one, right? Total Christmas was your most favorite one. And look, we kind of look alike. We look like sisters. I mean, we're kind of throwing that same vibe, except you look much tanner than I am. I'm not, I guess, all this running outside.
It is the running outside. I thought by now it would be cold here and we'd be closing the pools, but it's 90 degrees outside in
Is it
Kansas City
really?
today.
Yeah.
Yes. And
It's
so I
very
did
warm
my
in
run.
DC as well.
I did my run earlier. And I mean, I think that it has to be all the running outside.
So have you hit your 20 miles yet? Have you done your 20 miles?
Yes, I did that 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
And then I did a 10 miler and today was 8. And then I have a 4 on Monday. And then I have a speed workout.
Okay.
And then I have the Peloton shakeout. And then I signed up for the 5K before the marathon. And then the marathon.
Amazing.
I think my coach would rather me walk some of those, but
yeah, probably.
I told her I would.
I'm very proud of you. You're going to kill it.
Thank
You're
you.
going to be amazing. And I'm glad that Erin will be there with you and you guys can enjoy your anniversary in Chicago. Hopefully
chasing
the weather.
each other down the streets.
Right, exactly. Well, you're chasing him after how many years? How many years marriage?
27.
Good for you. That is
So I
fantastic.
told him I was going to take the credit card and run right to Tiffany's.
That's
but he had to catch me. And he was like,
Okay. I like that. That's a clever one. Good for you.
Yeah.
That's a very
We'll see how he does.
All right, folks. Well, as always, we do appreciate you taking the time to tune in and listen or watch this week's show. So grateful to you, Holly, for stepping in for Chris.
Thank you for having
me. I like of course. I like the dynamic, the different dynamics sometimes. It's always fun. So thank you so much for being here. And again, folks, thank you for tuning in. And
thank you.
From me here in Maryland, bye for now, everybody.
All right, me from Kansas. Bye.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag. And don't forget to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available. Just search for Pelo Buddy wherever you get your podcasts from. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.